We're here to stay. You probably thought you got away, but you didn't get away this time. You don't get away that easily.
Nope.
Oh, man, a lot of stuff has happened since we've taken our 4th of July celebrating this great country we call America, the United States.
Ain't nothing great about this.
Ain't nothing united about it anymore either.
No, it's a pile of trash. It's a multi-coveted pile of trash.
I know you guys on Facebook and Instagram can't see this, but these are coming on the market.
I'm going to throw a number.
This is the prototype.
$35.
35
bucks, get your Maffa hat.
Maffa hat.
Come get some.
Come get some, baby. Damn, man, a lot of shit happened. A lot of shit went down when we were gone over our break. I tell you what, I blew a lot of fireworks up there. I can tell you that.
I did not.
Blew a big ass hole in one of my buddy's yards. Tyler was stuck working for the damn man.
Like always, working for the man. I had a good time. Did a low country boil.
Oh, dude, those are my favorite, bro.
So freaking good, dude. So easy. You boil water, you throw some stuff in it. Put a little bit of Old Bay in there. Boom, done. Shout out to the Halls for doing the low country boil.
Shout out to the Halls. I miss that. The only time I've been out to your family is they did a low country boil. Did you know that?
When? At my uncle's house?
Yeah, it was something for something.
Oh, I didn't know you did that. Kamala Harris. I think it's Kamala, but I heard Juliana said Kamala, which there's no way that is correct. You got Kamala Harris, one of the Democratic representatives, trying to win the presidency, and there's just no freaking way that a Democrat is going to win this coming up election. There's just no way. I think the two...
Oh, there's a way.
Yeah, I think the two Democratic parties is going to be Kamala, whatever her freaking name is, the black one, the black female, and Native American Elizabeth Warren versus Donald Trump.
If they messed up, if they would have got Michelle Obama to run,
She could have won.
She would have won.
Or Oprah.
I might even have voted for Michelle Obama. I don't know.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah, I would, dude. She's got just as much charisma as Trump.
Well, I won't say I won't vote for her because I don't know what she stands for.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
sure she stands for transgenders because she's a man.
Well, she might be a man. There's a lot of evidence to back that up.
She is a man. I've seen her ding dong a couple of times.
I will say that.
Not fully out of the pants, but in the pants ding dong, I've seen it.
No, I've seen the pictures.
Google Michelle Obama on the Ellen DeGeneres show dancing. You're gonna see it. Flip-flopping around. Look at the size of her fingernails. Or not her fingernails, her fingers in comparison to her hands. A lot of male attributes that she has there.
Dude, I've seen some of those pictures though. They're serious. But you
don't
can
need
Photoshop.
pictures.
You
can look at her and be like, that's a freak of nature.
Well, she definitely is very. She's definitely very built. I can say that. She's huge.
She's gigantic. And Obama's not a small man. He's not a small man. He's 6 something. And then you got Michelle Obama, who in flats
the same height.
Trumps him. No pun intended. Jeffrey Epstein. Nobody knows how to say anyone's name.
We've been saying this forever. We told y'all he was tied with the Clintons.
Well, really,
we told y'all they had this Lolita Express plane that they all flew on to this island.
They're going to the island. They're getting all their little. What's the code word for them?
Well, you got the triangles, and then you got there's different symbols.
No, they use something in their emails.
Hot dogs.
We got some juicy hot dogs.
Yeah, hot dogs, and what was the other?
I can't remember, but they're saying the youngest age 14. That's a lie. That might be the maximum age that they're out there molesting. said they were inducing or inside. What's the word? Inviting them into his mansion, saying, $200, $300. Mr. Epstein just wants a massage, and then it goes from there, and then the full on adrenochrome extraction begins.
Okay, and they're trying to tie Trump into it.
Well, if you try to Google it,
everything
it
brings
right
up
to Trump.
Even if it's about the Clinton stuff that we knew about a couple years ago.
Can't find it.
No, even if you do find it, it's got Trump.
Trump is always first, and then it puts Clinton second.
Exactly. But billionaire hedge fund manager Jeffrey Epstein, who has been accused of sexually assaulting underage girls for more than a decade, will appear in federal court in Manhattan on sex trafficking charges, which he did today, and he pled not guilty.
I didn't do it.
He pled not guilty.
I mean, what was he going to do? What was he going to do? Guilty? Yep, that was me.
As young as 14 years old to his mansion in Manhattan, Epstein was previously accused of molesting and trafficking dozens of underage girls in Florida, but he ended up serving just 3 months in county jail after the U.S. prosecutor in Florida, Alexander Acosta,
Cortez?
Maybe there's a relation. Cut what's been described as one of the most lenient deals for a serial child sex offender in history. One of the most lenient deals for a serial. He is a billionaire. He started off as a teacher. He was a teacher, and then he got into financing, got really good at it. Started his own financial company, and then that's when he started meeting all these high dollar individuals, and then he started finding loopholes in tax breaks, and that's why all these high dollar, what are they calling them, the elite circle that he has wrapped around him, started becoming friends with him, and they just asked old Giuliani on the Ingram report, who's beautiful by the way. Who, Giuliani or?
Definitely not Giuliani. But they both have a pretty hardcore overbite. Needless to say, smashable. She asked Giuliani if he had ever had any interactions with him, and he said, I don't believe, I can't say that I have, I can't remember, blah, blah, blah. Wasn't giving a direct no, wasn't giving a direct yes, which means if you don't think that these people are out there smashing little kids, you're ignorant and you need to do your research. Everybody with a high power is smashing little kids. You get some sort of reward or gain to youth back when you have sex with
it's all demonic. It's very demonic. It's all black magic.
I think it's true. When you do something so evil to rape or anything of that nature, you're molesting a child, someone who's not even fully developed and fully aware of what you're doing to them, you're taking their soul or manipulating their soul in a way to where you're literally gaining some Ursula shit, man. Poor unfortunate souls.
It's true though. But it goes back to ancient times, if stuff in the metaphysical world didn't happen, then why would you have churches? Why would you have many people feeling something, some type of spiritual something? Mm-hmm. So there's going to be the equal thing on the evil side, on the dark side. There's a black and white.
Gotta have it.
I mean,
yin yang.
So all that stuff is definitely
gotta have it. All that can't function.
But it's super sick. But so, like, sick in what the word actually means.
But the Clintons have been involved in this forever. And if you Google it, if you're like, oh, no, Bill wouldn't do that, Hillary wouldn't do that, and then you're going to try to Google it, and sure enough, you're not going to find anything. It's all going to lead back to Trump, he had this quote that I read today. I don't know if this is an accurate quote or not, and don't quote me word for word from here. But he said something along the line is Epstein's a terrific guy, great at what he does, and he also has a love for beautiful women almost as much as I do, especially the young ones. He literally... He did, all these things that he says, he ends up shoving his foot in his mouth, but...
but he's always straightforward. He's always a straightforward kind of
absolutely.
guy.
Has he had fornications with underage women? I'll say probably. Probably
most of everybody in that has.
Has he abducted children and sold them on the black market for sex trafficking like the Clintons do? Has he put them under mass terror and shoved a syringe into the back of their head and extracted the adrenochrome and sniffed that shit up like it was a fucking line of cocaine?
That's what we need to do our first documentary on, adrenochrome. Call it adrenochrome. It's real. That's literally what they do. They do all these rituals why they do it too. So it's
just contacting the inner demon, man. They're trying to progress as a society. They know what's up. I don't know what's up. I don't understand why they do it. I think you could get the same gratification if you provided instead of going to the furthest extent of evil. Why not go to the furthest extent of I'm gonna sound like a Democrat here. Furthest of love. Like, why not, instead of hate and evil, let's go to the furthest we can with good.
Right, yeah.
Shouldn't that give you the same benefit?
Well, I was talking to my Uber driver today, and I said, hey man, I just don't understand how we have come so far with technology, but us as human beings have not come so far. We should be able to understand that we all don't have to agree and don't have to think the same way about things, but we don't have to be mean to each other, and we should be able to talk about these things in an open environment, and it shouldn't have to be a violent or an angry thing. Everybody should be able to express why they feel the way they do.
Well, most of it is misinformation or just straight ignorance.
Well, but it's not being able to listen to somebody else's opinion too, because that closes you off from getting another point of view. Mm-hmm. When you have somebody else's point of view, then real decisions can be made. You know what I mean? Think about a business. Nothing's ever made by one person. It's a group of people, usually a board or something. With people of different views. But now it's gotten to the point where if you have a different view, you need to be shunned, locked up in prison, whatever.
Well, I'm on board with that, because if you're voting Democrat, then you need to probably be locked up.
No, you can't say that nowadays, but that's not how the Democratic Party originally
lock them up. Now they're trying. Now Kamala, her new slogan is going to be lock him up. And talking about Donald Trump and how he is a predator. That's what she's saying. I know a predator when I see one. I know a predator. I was bussed. Does anybody know what bussing is and what the downfall of bussing is? It was to prevent segregation.
No, yeah, I know what busing is. Yeah, I know what busing is.
Well, the definition is to transport someone.
No, not what they're talking about, though. What they're talking about with the busing thing is...
You're picking up a black girl that's over here, and you're taking her to a school outside of her district, which has more black kids.
No, which has less black kids.
Why would they do that?
To prevent segregation. That's what the whole thing was set up.
So what is the problem with that?
Exactly. She was complaining. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're all trying to everybody tries to mind fuck everybody else on wordplay, dude.
It doesn't make any sense.
Wordplay is everything. You got it.
Maybe somebody can correct me about busing and what the problem with it is. Maybe I'm misinformed. I just looked it up, because when I think of busing, I think I'm going to get my ass on a bus and I'm going to take it to a destination.
Well, they were talking about school.
Guess what? I was bused too. I took a bus.
No, but it's like the same thing as a magnet school, right? So you don't... When you go to a magnet school...
I don't know what a magnet school is.
Okay. I went to a magnet school. Alright, so you go to a magnet school. Certain schools have different things that they specialize in, like high schools, for instance, or middle schools or elementary school. So you can go and you can do an application process just like in college, where you can go to the school. And so you'd have to find your own way there or do some kind of program like that. You know what I mean? And usually those buses, that would come get the magnet school kids are showing up like an hour at the bus stop before all the regular kids are going to school. An hour, because you gotta go to the other side of town. Yeah. But the magnet schools and stuff like that, that's what they're set up for, is to prevent segregation, to give everybody the same opportunity.
So the problem?
I have no answer for that.
Oh, she was fake crying, dude, on the stage. I was that 8-year-old girl, Joe Biden. So who are the Democrats who are they really looking for? Are they looking out for the black community? The answer is no. And you need to do your research on that. And you'll find some terrifying news that they are not out to support you. They're not out to help you. They're actually against you and everything you stand for. But the world needs the division. That's why we have the opposing Democratic Party and the Republican Party, because we can't all be focused on the same thing.
No, that's a damn shame, though.
It is a shame.
Like, that's not how.
But I feel like it's dangerous if we were all for the same thing.
It
would be an extremist situation.
Well, it can either be dangerous or be a really good thing. And that's the thing, we're not going to progress as a civilization, as a planet, unless we all get on the same page.
It's never going to happen.
No, it will eventually
Unless
happen.
you freaking Thanos that shit and get rid of like half the community.
Well, what do you think they're trying to do?
God, just do it. Pull the fucking plug. Whatever you got to do.
Alright. That brings me to the Russian nuclear sub situation.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that in a minute. But the world's changing, though.
Climate change.
It's getting out of control.
Out
of control!
You got 6.4 earthquakes going on, and people don't know what to do about
6.4 earthquakes?
California.
You talking about 7.1, bro?
No,
was the last one. Yes, 7.1 was the last one. Dude, I'm telling you. And the problem is, okay, here's the problem. It's like 7.1 or 7.4. I can't remember exactly because I smoked weed.
Seven seems way too high.
That's what it was, dude.
I don't think so.
Yes, it was, dude. You lose this every fucking damn it. Not the Astrum. Okay, we're gonna bust out the trusted globe here again. But here's the problem. Okay, here's what's happening. Okay, all this stuff. Okay, there's this whole plate that moves and it goes like this. Where am I at? Okay, it goes like this. It starts over here in India, and it starts moving. And all these earthquakes, it moves this, moves this. Gets over here to Alaska, moves this, makes its way down Canada, and then it comes down this outer edge. You got the San Andreas Fault, and then you have the outer edge of the North American Craton, which is the oldest...
Kratom.
Craton. It's the oldest, most stable piece of land. Like the piece of land that has been there the longest. You know what I mean? But so it starts moving, so all this pressure starts moving, and so what we're seeing right now is all this pressure building up in this area right here. And you're just going to have to bear with this because eventually we will have some shit set up where we can pull this up and show y'all more detailed. But, so, it's supposed to, this whole North American Craton, it's supposed to...
Kratom?
It's supposed to move across the whole entire country. But it's like, it cuts through bottom of New Mexico, comes across parts of Texas, goes up, Georgia, comes back up to the northeast. But that's what you want, is you want it to move. But it's not moving right now. All this pressure is getting built up right there in California, which it does all the time. Through history, it does it all the time. So
you got so many people wishing for climate change, putting energy towards climate change, mostly in California, Oregon, Washington. Guess what? You're getting yourself some climate change there, bud.
Well, dude, when this shit builds up so much, dude, that they're expecting the next earthquake to be huge.
What's earth-splitting earthquake? 8?
A 7.1 should be almost 9 is like what the movie.
I've never heard of anything over a 6.
Dude, this last hurricane, the 7.1, was the largest earthquake since
I haven't heard of this 7.1 alleged.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
6.4 was the last earthquake that I heard.
Yeah, and that was not the last earthquake.
That was last week.
Yeah, that was not the last earthquake.
Well, they got these people, and they're like freaking out in California and wanting the government to do something about it, and they've given up. Because the government knows this is coming, dude. This is why a couple months ago, all these they had all these meetings in Arizona and everything, about mass migration coming from California, because all these people now, they're realizing, okay, this isn't normal, and listen, you can track back, you can go to the earthquake thing, and you can track back, and you can see what I was talking about, the movement of the earthquakes. That's what it does. That's just what it does. You think I'm just blowing smoke, Try me. Look it up. Look it up. Faction. Look into it.
Because I don't say shit unless I know what I'm talking about. Contrary to popular belief.
People keep saying opinion. Yeah, you're getting a bunch of opinions. No, these aren't opinions. These aren't one-sided arguments. These are facts on facts. Facts on falsities.
And just like what we were saying about Iran, here they come, enriching their uranium. It's on, bros.
Up to 4.3.
Put your pants on! It's on!
I thought that there would be way higher than 4.3
by now. No, it can't. So that tells you that it's not as quick as the process.
Lindsey Graham, when he was saying that 20% to 90% was a walk across the street.
It probably is though. It probably is though. But it probably is though.
So when you're seeing the install bar and it gets to 4% and then it drops up to 20% and then all of a sudden it's at 90%.
In the grand scheme of things, yeah, it probably. But we don't know the time it takes.
I don't even know.
We don't know the time it takes.
How do they enrich it?
We're gonna look that up.
How do they even enrich it?
We'll look that up and we'll bring it up on the next episode.
How do they enrich uranium?
Okay, so they
compact it?
I don't know.
Make heat?
They're saying they're going to enrich it to 20%. Iran said it had already begun enriching uranium.
Do it, bro.
Beyond the cap
set.
We
ain't shook.
And threatened to boost enrichment to 20% purity, escalating tensions with European partners who are struggling to salvage the accord in the face the tightening U.S. sanctions. Iran announced on Sunday that it would abandon.
Can you turn the red alert off, please?
I don't have. You got control of that.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was on.
We're in constant red alert around here. Iran announced on Sunday that it would abandon the 3.67% limit for uranium enrichment as it scales back its commitments in response to U.S. penalties reimposed after U.S. President DT withdrew from the agreement last year. It said more steps would be taken to scale back compliance every 60 days unless European parties find ways to ensure it can continue to trade its oil. All right, listen.
It's not going to make it to
No, it's not, because the European countries know if they do, then we're going to cut them off, and they can't afford that.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
We don't. Have we forgotten about that? Have we forgotten that, folks?
Most people have.
And we forgot that, let's be friends with everybody. Unicorns and butterflies. What about...
It's sickening, man.
It is sickening, bro.
Sickening. That's not even the problem. Things that are going on overseas is not the problem. It's the sheer ignorance and the division that people are falsely conspiring. There's not racism.
Right, but
there is.
There is.
Let it be.
A little bit.
Let it be.
But you can't change people.
Let it be.
You can't change people. All
right, you can't change people.
Here's the thing.
Get used to it, man.
That is a little problem, a part of a big ass fucking ant pile of bullshit. Okay, so if we have to start.
It's the animal kingdom, bro.
It is.
You think the zebras are hanging out with the lions?
All right, but listen. This is like biblical prophecy shit. If Iran goes nuclear, they're gonna blow up fucking New Jerusalem. They're going to shoot a nuke at New Jerusalem.
If they do that, then we will attack.
No, that's what everybody's trying to stop, though. That's what everybody's trying to stop. If they go nuclear, they will fire at Jerusalem. They're already shooting rockets over there. I mean, they're already shooting rockets, blowing up fucking hotels and movie theaters and whatever the hell else. You know, wow. I got them all right here. You know,
why can't we just make that place a freaking parking lot, man?
Because it's not like it was when me and you were probably a freshman. I was in 8th grade when 9/11 happened.
No, I was in high school. I remember.
That's what I'm saying. You're a freshman.
Never forget. Hashtag.
You're a freshman. I was in 8th grade. Okay. And back then, dude, people were different, dude. Back then, if this shit would be going on back then, we would have already been in war, full-out war. But now everything's gotten so politically correct, and everybody's feeling
they won't make the same mistake twice. All that is build up to this.
All right, listen, that may be
That's when we first made the first deal with Iran.
I know.
All that was baloney, man.
So earlier today, they enriched the levels up to 4.5%. So where were they at? The 3.6 or something?
They weren't allowed to go above 3%.
So earlier today, they're like, we're already at 45%. Which is probably has to do something with melting it, because it's a mineral. It's like a rock. It's a rock.
That's what they got? Or is it even smaller?
Yeah, it's probably smaller than that, but that would be a shit ton of money.
How do you control it? How do you control it?
How do you find it? How do you find it is the question.
How much uranium do we have? What's our uranium enrichment like?
Oh, dude, it's full enrichment. That's why we have nuclear.
We have 100% uranium enrichment.
And uranium
ready to go.
That's how we have nuclear weapons.
Then why? If I was in another country and someone told me that you can't have uranium but we can, I'd say fuck you.
Yes, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
More power to Iran. Go ahead and throw it on up. That's some baloney, dude. Like, what do you mean we can't have uranium but
because everybody knows their first goal, because they've said it, is they're going to blow up Israel, because Iran and Israel have this huge fucking feud that goes back to biblical times, goes back before then. There's something more going on. And like I said, it's spiritual, it's metaphysical, it's all the weird shit you want to talk about. But there is a evil spiritual being that still resides in Iran. That is the only logical explanation why a small country... I can't read upside down. Like this hasn't been taken over by Russia, who's right here. Look at this. Russia. We know how big of a superpower that is. Need I say more? China. How's that make any sense, Tyler? How's that make any sense? Why they haven't just been like, y'all aren't playing it, y'all aren't playing ball, so boom, we're gonna blow you up. There's something more going on.
You know about that
argument going. That nuclear stuff. Okay. Okay, that nuclear sub. Okay, now
Off over by Cuba.
Hell no. This is the one that caught fire. This is the one that caught fire. Okay, it was. Where's the United States? That's so bad it is. Okay, this sub was parked right here. Okay, and remember when I was telling you those earthquakes, they start over here in Indonesia, they work their way up. You watch the chain of the earthquakes, and every day earthquakes, boom. The day that sub fire happened, no earthquake. The next day, earthquake right here, boom, goes all the way down.
What do you mean sub fire? It blew up? Russian sub blew up?
You don't know about this?
No, I don't know.
Okay,
Russia is of no importance to me.
Yeah, dude. Yes, dude. That is a big deal, dude. It was all over everything. All right, so a couple days ago, this Russian sub caught fire, and when that sub fire happened, it was right in the middle of that, but there was no earthquake happened. Now this sub is a top secret nuclear sub. I mean, top fucking secret. 14 sailors died on this sub. Okay? It's top secret. Russia doesn't talk about this sub. It's capable of, it's one of the smaller subs. It's not one of the biggest ones they have. It's a smaller one. But it's capable of going deeper than anything. This is one of the subs that we've been worried about going down and cutting the transcontinental lines. The cables that connect us and Europe and everybody else. Okay? So the reason that the United States is been scared of this sub, alright, because it can go deeper than the sub. It's like the little fucking Alvin guy that we got, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, and when this sub thing happened, first reports were that it was in a combat and it was in a firefight with the Americans. Then they scrubbed that real quick.
Scrubbed it.
So this Russian sub now, 14 of them died. Okay, it's been a huge deal. Okay, it's a top of the line nuclear armed sub. Okay, the 14 sailors who died during a fire last week on a nuclear powered Russian military submarine prevented a planetary catastrophe. Wow. A top naval officer said at their funeral. Okay. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, 14 of them died. I think there was 4 that got the sub at home. You know what I mean? There's 4 left that got the sub at home. There's
got the sub back.
So everybody's been trying to figure out what they've been meaning by this planetary catastrophe. They said they prevented
the seismic plates down there.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Okay. See, now you're with me.
So they're down there
carrying nuclear warheads,
drilling into the plates,
trying to cause this shit up.
They're down there drilling into the plates. We gotta stop.
Oh!
Yeah,
we got a lot to catch up on. Sorry to be missing out on you guys for the last couple of days. But we're back.
The Russians are putting bombs in the plates!
They're doing it. It's out of control. Tyler, what do we need to put on right now?
Put your pants on!
Put your pants on!
Put your pants on, faction.
Maffa hats going on sale.
Spread the news,
$35 a pop. Make America Faction TV again. 2020.
Oh, the song keeps
Get your hats, DM me if you want to put them on.